Hi everyone, welcome back to Inside the Industry. I'm Rachel Estabrook, and today I have my friend Ally Dawson on. We are talking everything skincare. We are going levels deep into the dermis, and just stay tuned and you're gonna learn a lot today. So let's get it. Ally, thank you for joining me today.
Welcome.
You are long overdue. I've been talking people up about having you on because I've had a lot of makeup artists on my show, but you're my first skin gal.
Yes,
which
skin
I mean,
gals.
our industry goes hand in hand.
They're hand in hand.
Yeah,
they're kind of the same.
They're
I feel
sisters.
like I get a lot of people asking me makeup questions.
Yeah,
as I'm sure you get lots of people asking you skin questions
all the time. Which, to be very honest, love my clients. Don't take this away from me. Still hire me, but I don't have as deep of an education because I went to pure makeup school. They taught us how to prep. They taught us how to, get the skin ready for application.
Right.
But we didn't deep dive into all different skin types and what would happen and how to resolve that or help the client later when you keep having them. If I did do a personal clientele, I'm like, oh shit, I don't really know how to help you with certain stuff.
Yeah.
But even you helped me with the client the other day.
I did.
You did. Ed Harris, we love him. He had a little cut on his nose and I was like, how do I help him out? What should I put on his skin? What should I do? He needs to wear makeup every night. How do we go about that? And you were like X, Y, and Z. And I was like, done. Thank you. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Which is a huge thing. You have a lot of knowledge. We were talking earlier. You went to Christine Valmy.
I went to Christine Valmy.
How was that?
School is what you make of it. 100%. I think it's like for any school that you go to, like if you get the most out of what you put in. And I was saying, we did makeup. We have we have a 2-week makeup education.
Do you like that? Are you down with that?
I like it because I like makeup. My intro into skin was through makeup and my love of makeup.
Okay.
But really all you learn as an esthetician is how to sanitize. Again, everything goes back to how do you clean things? I couldn't tell you shit about the color wheel or how to find makeup. No, seriously, literally today I came here and I was like, I just want her to do my makeup. I have stuff on, but
you're gonna look at my face later. So I get it. I get
just,
that.
do my face.
A whole service.
Yeah. So school was great. It was, I did the 4-month full time, just knock it out. I was working at a spa at the same time that I was doing it, so I was also getting that professional experience while I was still in school.
Yes.
But I've always been a huge, even prior to going to school, I always did lots of research when it came to formulation and ingredients and what was right and wrong.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you really?
I love that.
So you would take time out of your day, no lie, to be I want to know what's in this. It's really science if you break it down.
Yeah, and what's so funny is that I was not good at math or science in school. I was so bad at it, and I think because I thought I was so bad at it, I was there's no way I'm going to be able to transition into this.
No.
I went to school for acting.
I know.
Completely different.
Yeah, we moved.
We jumped
but still, if
places.
you'd like to hire her, she's available.
I can do
for
both.
work. She has a very nice face.
It was surprising to me. I think that just also indicated if you love something, you're going to get it done.
You're going to do it.
You're going to learn how to study it. You're going to learn how to absorb the information. And at the end of the day, it's just fact retention, which is just learning lines. It's just fact retention.
Okay, you're going to make it sound easy. I just don't think my brain is the type that can learn it.
But you can, though.
I really wanted it like you said.
Fact retention.
Didn't want to then kill myself when I read the back. I can't even look at labels with things I'm eating. I get stressed out.
Half the time, I look at the back of the labels and I'm I don't really know what that is, but
it's
figure
not
out
gibberish to you. Well, now I'm sure you have it.
There are definitely some things on there that I'm I don't know what tetrahexadictyl, whatever
that is. Who made this up?
I don't know what that means.
What is phosphate, some percent? I don't know what
that is.
But
you do start to, once you're in the industry and you start to recognize things, you do start to notice, most brands will always use similar ingredients. Okay. You know what's the good ingredient. You know what the cheap ingredient is. There are definitely those key things
Keep
that
your
you
eye
figure
out.
out what are in there, what's good, and what they mean. So definitely, yeah, you have to know some things.
100%. Well, especially if you're
I have to know a lot of
employing
things.
and then putting it on people's face to know what's going to happen. Things mixing. Again, science, what's going to happen if I mix this and do this, and how their skin might react due to what you're examining on their skin.
Right.
Now, it's a good segue saying that, like looking at literally what's in products. I think the biggest thing for me as of late, when I've had a lot more clients coming at me with product knowledge or wanting to know what's this cream versus that cream, what nightly routine should I do versus this, and I literally look at them like, because I know what I do, but I know my skin, I know what reacts. I've tried a bajillion different products. It's a lot of trial and error. Do you think as well?
No. Okay, so here's
don't ruin my
I have like strong feelings on this because
me.
I think a lot of people are looking to Instagram, they're looking to influencers, they're looking to blogs, and they're like, well, this person really likes this cream, and so I'm going to try that as well. No, because you don't even know that person, one, so you don't know what their history is, you don't know what medications they've been on, you don't know what their diet's like, you don't know their skin, anything. So what works for them is not gonna necessarily work for you.
Not at all,
and just like so for example, I have clients that use the same, everybody uses this peach and lily glass serum. I looked at the ingredients and I was like, actually, it's not that bad. It was formulated by an esthetician, so I was intrigued. I've been trying it for the past 2 months, and noted that I say 2 months because you need a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks before you even know if a product is working for you.
Okay. I should preference this episode that people should come with a pen and motherfucking paper.
Yeah.
Because she's about to lay down. I need pen and paper.
Yeah, you probably should.
4 to 6 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, no, 4 to 6 weeks.
I'll try it like a week and be like, that didn't do well for me.
Everybody does that. Yeah. And then you end up with like a million things in your bathroom.
Of course.
That are sitting there. And then 2 years later, you're like, oh, let me try that. And it's already bad. So, yeah. And I tried it, and sure, my skin is hydrated, but like it just gave me all of this texture out of nowhere. And I have all these issues with it, but it's like it's different for me. I try things because I can look at an ingredient, I can look at the back of a label and be like, I understand this. But for people who are just constantly trying new products because somebody is saying them, one, you're being sold, whatever these Instagrammers are putting out there.
Yeah. Don't just eat all what you read or what you're sold. It's hard.
Just, you want to be able to, everybody wants to try new things and just.
We're a trendy generation.
Yeah.
You know,
everything is trendy.
Marketing and how it looks. Skincare is actually hot right now too.
Yeah, it's very trendy.
I mean, I feel like with the glossier vibe and like clean, neutral skin and that dewy, fresh face, and people are trying to achieve that. But I do agree where it's like I can look at a makeup standpoint from it, and it's like I can make your skin look like that, but I can do it topically.
Right.
I can't dig deep down into the dermis. Is that proper?
Yes, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did I use it right?
Well,
just
really,
pretend I used it right.
Yeah.
Dermis. The layers of the dermis.
We technically don't go there, but
what is it?
So you have your epidermis, which is the surface layer, and then there's 5 layers of that, and then you have the dermis, and then you have like the hypodermis or the papillary layer.
So I was halfway there.
Yeah, like typically you or me would not go into the dermis unless you're a doctor.
Why are we not? Oh, unless you're a doctor. Even you as an esthetician.
So if you, for example, like if you're doing something and somebody starts to bleed, you've hit that dermis layer. So that's where you're really getting all that like collagen, elastin production.
What about when I bleed? If I had a pimple and I bleed, I breaking my dermis?
That means you had to go through the first layer of the skin. First layer of the skin is like paper. Like it's like super thin.
Well, that's why I can exfoliate and dead skin will come right off.
Exactly, because there's 5 layers and it moves up and the top layer is already dead. But once you're in that
forever dead on top.
It's already dead on top. Everything on top is already dead.
Okay.
It's like your hair, like anything that comes out of your scalp, it's already dead.
It's already dead now.
But the dermis is where like all the good shit happens.
Okay.
So everything you do, you want to like basically try to feed down.
Okay.
But not a lot of shit gets down there.
No.
Unless you're doing really invasive stuff.
Shit. So even on a day-to-day basis, I mean, you probably have a nice 1-2 step. Give me your,
You want my routine?
I do actually want all your secrets right now.
No, it's so simple.
But what is and I think that's always the key though, the simpler the better.
Yeah.
Because if you're I always think of it as like, there's so many layers. It's not, like you said, it's not getting to that. Now I'm just layering on top of products at that point, it feels like. My skin might maybe be absorbing it, but not just key things it needs.
Yeah, I mean.
What are your heavy hitters of what people need?
Oh, I mean, that's easy. So I am a firm believer that everybody needs to be using some sort of antioxidant in the morning every day.
Okay.
That's usually a vitamin C because that's just the most marketed, that's the easiest to get, that's the most known.
Are we talking orally, or we can do it topically, or
topically.
both?
100% you
fully
need it
in
topically.
topical moment. Okay.
Again, vitamin C is really easy to get. It's best paired with other vitamins, either vitamin A or vitamin E. That's the best way to get it in.
Dang.
But I like to think of it as like breakfast for your face in the morning. You need to give your skin all the nutrients it needs to make it through the day.
Oh my God.
SPF is another big one. Everybody needs that.
Huge. That was the one you've like put on to me. Where I was like,
I'm a
Rachel,
Nazi about freaking
but
SPF.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that you are, because I've had
100%.
other people even tell me half of your aging isn't even that you're getting old, it's you are dehydrated and you are getting sunburned.
It's the sun. Like
damaging
sun,
me.
It's so bad. Like I am somebody, obviously I'm brown, so I don't burn. I have hyperpigmentation, but that's a sun thing.
But do you not burn for real?
No,
I always thought
burn.
that was a myth.
I don't burn.
All brown people
The
don't burn.
only time I've ever burned was when I went to Indonesia, because that's a different kind of sun. That's the only time I have ever burned.
But if even if we're brown and we're darkening, is that not burning? But
it technically is a burn.
Technically,
right?
But
but I don't have like the touch sensitivity that like you might.
that is nuts. Because my boyfriend's brown, but he gets darker.
Yeah, I get
during
darker
the summer, and I'm
for
like,
sure.
Ooh, but it's like it's a nice tan.
Yeah,
honey.
I don't mind that.
You get red.
But it's technically like that's damage too.
Shit.
And like it's convincing everybody that like it's so important and that the sun is a huge. There is nothing that the sun makes better.
Okay.
Other than maybe if you have psoriasis. Psoriasis, I think, helps some people. Like the sun
interesting.
helps with people with psoriasis,
Aren't we
but
supposed
that's
to get
it.
a little bit of sun though?
Yeah, but you can get that elsewhere. We're getting that from our phones. We're getting that from the lights in our apartment. We're getting that from like everything.
I know.
Most people are vitamin D deficient, but like, you know, that's a
Okay.
thing. I'm super vitamin D deficient. I don't even know how that happens.
So now we got vitamin D, we got our antioxidants in the morning.
So vitamin A, C, or E in the morning. Typically, most common, people will do vitamin C because they want to glow, brighten, all that good stuff.
Love it.
For me, my routine is literally I wash, I do a vitamin antioxidant serum, moisturizer, SPF, out the door.
Done.
At nighttime, I will again wash, double cleanse if I'm wearing makeup.
Because you do a cleanser that breaks down the makeup and then another cleanser.
Yeah, you need some sort of like oil or balm that's going to break down your makeup. Oil breaks oil.
I highly agree.
Yeah.
I was doing a video, or am going to do a video on that. It's so fat and more gentle on the eyes to get all the mascara off and everything else.
And also, like, I don't mind Bioderma for like your eyes. I just don't think that water is going to break down, and I know water does not break down oil.
It's not going
in the
to.
same way that an oil will break down an oil. So
Yes.
I always do a double cleanse if I do wear makeup.
Okay.
I do some sort of AHA, BHA serum, and I always
What
do
is that? That sounds like that is
AHAs and BHAs, alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids. They are basically just helping.
a sorority for my face.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, there's so many. I mean, those are your like glycolic, lactic, salicylics, those things.
Okay.
I do those every night.
Every night. That's my other thing. Like you said,
Well, this is tricky because
dedication to skin though is I do daily and nightly.
You have to be.
Am I wrong?
You have to be mindful about this AHA, BHA part because this is technically an exfoliation. I'm not using cheap shit.
No.
Okay, so I can do it every night because I'm using high quality stuff.
Yes.
I don't recommend you go to CVS and get some sort of AHA serum and use that every night. I just don't think you're gonna fry your face.
Yes, hell no.
So quality is important when it comes to that.
Okay.
And then I always use a vitamin A. I always use a retinoid every single night. Everybody should be using a retinoid.
I've always been told though, is retinoid the same as retinol?
No, girl. Well, yes and no. So retinoids are the family. Okay, you got your family.
Family tree.
So retinoic acid is the strongest. So that's going to be, if you've ever been to a derm, Retin-A,
Yes.
tretinoin. That is the strongest form of a retinoid. But there are other forms. So a lot of people don't like to use retinol, vitamin A, because they think that they're going to get that peeling, sloughing, irritation. Yeah, because that's because you're using the strongest form of the retinoid. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is incredibly irritating.
But also daily, it's not helping me at all. I feel
Right,
like
you don't want to
damage.
use it daily.
Okay.
Now retinol palmitate is the softest. It's fat soluble, meaning it has to convert 3 times over into your skin to get to retinoic acid. We want it to be that. Then it's retinol, then it's retinaldehyde, then it's retinoic acid. So most people are afraid to use vitamin A's, but if you start at the beginning, if you start with like a fat soluble retinol palmitate, you could use it every night. You could use it twice a day and you're never gonna have an issue.
Stop. Okay.
Yeah, every day.
I mean, shit, kind of like really, like you're saying, even quality, because that's a quick, easy step over quantity, rather than all these bajillions of things layering.
Totally.
Really dive deep into what you're saying is products, and actual product knowledge more so, not even just hearing like a trendy brand or it being passed around a lot. Like everyone uses X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Maybe even make sure that it's for you.
And
maybe, it might fit 40 or 50% of the community, but you might not be that either.
Yeah. The biggest thing is that like not everybody at Sephora knows what they're talking about.
I'm sorry.
They don't.
They don't.
Unless you're like licensed. And I find that a lot of the time.
We have a guest. Okay. I'm gonna Mr. Rogers this bitch. I don't even know.
I find that a lot of the time people at Sephora are makeup artists.
Yes.
But that's a different thing than knowing about skin.
And then there's a whole skincare element to Sephora where people are coming and asking you. I would dare say, and this is if people are serious about their skincare, because I do know there are the types of girls and men out there that are able to just literally throw on a like old school cream and have perfect skin.
Totally, and
everyone's
that's genetics
different.
though.
110.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that you've done for me and my skin and face, because I've gone and gotten facials by Miss Ally Dawson, by not only at the school, I can't believe you did it.
You did,
which I loved. I walked out being like, this is unreal, because I don't get it often, but I know I need to just keep up with it, because like you said, it takes time to see progress from doing. You don't just get one facial a year and go, there's no difference.
Yeah, there's no difference.
You need to invest in that care if you so choose to.
Yeah.
But I would dare say though that people who are seeking deep skincare and wanting to get to that other level with their skin and take care of it, especially if they are acne prone or maybe have other skin issues, would be smart to sit and have a consultation.
100%.
So with somebody that has that deep knowledge, which I'm gonna like give you guys a whole like little surprise, but she's that person for you. So I would go ahead and literally, I mean, you have a whole Serving Face First.
Yes, that's me.
On Instagram.
Serving Face First.
Do you still have Ally Dawson?
That's a separate one, but
she's
yeah,
for
just
your
Serving
life and
Face
your livelihood.
First. Yeah.
Serving Face First is lit, and she has it's a constant update of knowledge and things and keeping people aware. And you're also very responsive.
Yes.
Because I know you do a bunch of lives. You've dived into some IGTV.
Yep.
And I know when people hit you up in DMs, you always have Q&As going on.
Totally.
So that's a great way. But you're also diving deep into actually getting hands-on with people, which I think is wise and very useful, because what we're talking about is you need to meet somebody like you that has that proper education, the certifications, and the experience to sit with you and get a proper examination.
Yeah.
So I've even done it with you, and I love you being able to tell me, this is what your type of skin is. What do you need?
Right.
You need more of that, X, Y, and Z. So it's a thing that, I mean, she's going to be doing. You guys can hit her up. We're going to tag all her stuff below. So keep in touch. But she can sit with her and get a consultation by Ally on her own. I mean, she's fun.
I mean, here's the thing. There's multiple kinds of clients that I might have. You have that person who just wants a once a year $500 facial for their birthday.
What?
They
$500?
Want, hey, I mean, it gets up there.
It does.
They want the robe, they want the slippers, they want the
cute.
massage. Like, that's an experience, and that's a completely valid, beautiful part of this industry. Then there's the people that go in once a quarter, just make sure everything is okay. And then there are the people that I see every month. If you are one of those people who are like, I have issues, I have concerns, I would encourage you not to be your own chemist, and I would encourage you not to rely on Dr. Google, and just come into somebody to like get you right and get you like on the straight and narrow. A lot of the time people are doing too much, or they're just the opposite and they're not doing enough. It's about finding that healthy balance. My personal routine is like 4 things in the morning, 3 things at night.
I love it.
You can have a great routine if it's targeted and if you're using the right products for you. That's the biggest one, is that I personally don't have time to do 15 things in a night.
No.
I'm trying to go to bed.
No.
Like,
no, truly. I need
I'm just trying to go to bed. I'm trying to get into bed as soon as possible.
But still look good when I wake up.
Yes, and I'm trying to stay in bed as long as possible in the morning. Like, I don't have the time to jade roll all that shit into my face.
No. I mean,
Because,
I
I mean,
there are
that's
moments
bad.
to pamper myself.
Yeah.
But again, if we're really looking for, especially with all of us New Yorkers, let's be real, we have minimal time.
Yeah.
We want the maximum sleep. We're running around, and people that work in my industry in particular for TV and film hours, and you don't even have it, even if you wanted it. Like, you're coming home just to recoup to go back out.
Totally.
But I don't want to lack on my skincare and my own self-help in that way, or self-health, and not being able to glow and do all these things you want to feel good about yourself. So I love a 1-2-step moment, and you just put it in a cute little box for me right there.
I want people to not feel like it's a chore. You can make it a luxurious experience for yourself at night. If that's what you need, if you need like the time to wind down, and if you can handle 6 serums a night, go ahead. Do what you need to do in your night. But most people I have found are just trying to get the most effective treatment in the smallest amount of time.
I 100% agree.
That is doable. It's possible. And you don't need to take 5 hours to do so.
Absolutely not. Well, you have all the most knowledge, and we were talking about one of my favorite, going back to her serving face first, is you had a segment, I think it was during the summer, and I watched it, and it was Save and Splurge.
Yes.
And I was obsessed with it because that's my biggest thing, because I can be a sucker consumer. Yeah. Where, I mean, even with me with the discount, and again, building stuff for my kit, but then I have personal stuff, I'm a sucker if it's cute. If I see it on social media.
Packaging.
Oh my God.
I'm a sucker for good packaging.
I'm going to buy it, especially when I'm in Sephora, when they give all the little mini goodies and you're like, okay, I'll do all of that.
Oh, that little like mini thing is the worst thing. We love. Oh. I used to work for a cosmetic physician's assistant.
Yeah.
And the one thing she would say to me, she was like, women love little bottles.
No, we do.
Women love little bottles. And she was like, that's why we buy so much shit. That's why we have it. And then they put that little bottle thing it's evil. Like the fact that as you're walking to the checkout, we just have these little
all
things,
the minis.
little
And you're like,
tchotchkes.
oh, I'll throw that in my purse. I'll put that in my
this.
I'll give my friends 5 of those. It is
God,
total, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But they do. But we were talking, I think, where did you say? I forget, it literally had me crying out loud because you were like, who in their right mind is going to pay $60 for like tea tree oil? Or like something basic as like a face oil that you could go to like your bodega even and get, and it's pure and natural, but people are putting it in a cute package and being like, buy this oil, and you're like, what? Why? And then people are like, check it out, and you're like, well, yes, I can still check. I could still get the same result. Yeah. But why? Tell us a little bit about what your intake on that is. Because again, you're walking in already 10 steps ahead of people that you have the knowledge. You're able to read fake, worth it, not worth it. This is a great product. Like, where do you
spend?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm speaking in generals, right? Because everything comes down to formulation. So even when it comes to oils, right? In general, I'm a believer, like, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money on oil. It's oil, right? Oil. But of course, there's different levels of like, is it pressed Moroccan argan? Is it this? Yes. Is it that? Like, sure, there are definitely levels to everything. So keep that in mind. But in general, you do not need to spend a whole lot of money on a cleanser. That is on your face for maybe 20 seconds if you actually wash your face that long, which most people don't.
Yeah.
You don't need to spend
I don't even know if I wash it long enough. Yeah. Thoroughly enough. I don't know.
You need about 30 seconds, ideally.
Okay, I do more than that. So good.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
I'm like in there.
Yeah,
okay,
you're
good.
in there.
Phew, made it.
Yeah, cleanser can be really cheap. Now, I'm not recommending you wash your face with bar soap. No. I'm not saying a Dove bar is great.
I do love Mad Moms, so that I've met that they like prideful about it. No, they love it.
Bars of soap?
No, bars of soap.
Oh, no.
Like Dove soap. And they have done it tried and true for how many years? And they're like, my skin is perfect. And when they adjust to new things, that's when their skin reacts. And I'm like,
right. Well, so I actually had a client once who worked for Dove and like tried to spiel me on the whole Dove bar. And there's lots of good stuff in Dove bars. Okay, I don't know. I can't speak to that. But in general, I know bars of soap, they're shit. Don't wash your face with bar soap.
I wouldn't either.
It's just too
stripping. My cup of tea.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money. Like I would never spend more than like $30 on a cleanser.
That's good to know.
That's just me personally.
Okay,
but then it comes down to texture, smell, and feel. But in general, if you go to CVS and buy a cleanser, you'll be fine.
Okay, good.
Toner, same thing.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I can put witch hazel on my face. You could do.
Now,
am I a liar?
No, you can. But I don't recommend witch hazel for everybody because it's still really strong.
It is strong.
So dilute it, like one shake witch hazel, wet the cotton pad, or witch hazel and rose water, something. You want to dilute it down a little bit.
Smart, didn't know that.
But in general, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money on cleanser or toner. If you're going to spend your money anywhere in your routine, it should be on your serums.
Interesting.
A serum is a smaller molecule. It's going to go deeper. It's going to do more.
Going to hit the dermis.
It's going to hit the No, really. It's going to hit your dermis.
You hear that?
Okay. It's going to do more.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you put more money there?
Yes.
Right? Like that is where you need to focus on formulation.
Well, then you're getting the bang for your buck.
Yeah, you're getting, like, that's the thing. If you can cut corners, even your moisturizer, like, I'm not that serious about it. Like, you can cut corners elsewhere.
Fair enough.
It will just come down to scent, texture, all of that preference stuff, which then depends on, like, how much money you spend. But when it comes to your serum, that should be where all of your money is funneled.
What's your favorite? Like, off top noggin. Like,
oh, my God. Active Serum by Is Clinical.
Active Serum by
Is Clinical. It changed my face. But it changed my face.
What is that?
So that's a medical grade line. So here's the thing too. I know this is a segue into like this clean beauty talk that we were going to talk about
You
for a
want to talk
second.
about it?
All of my serums are medical grade. I don't waste my time with anything else.
I just feel lesser than all of a sudden than you.
I want effective. I want immediate. I want results.
Yes.
And you are not going to get that unless you invest in quality. And I know quality is medical grade for me and in my experience.
Do you think if medical grade, like you're saying, is here, do you think things fall below medical grade because the people that are producing those products are cutting it?
Yes.
They're not making it as like, what are they putting in it though? That people are still
shit. Like
actual feces? Or like,
so like, here's the thing. Clean beauty is having a big moment, right? Because we're all very concerned about what's going on.
Skincare is hot, everything's clean,
What's
everything's
going
vegan, everything's organic, everything's whatever. And you're like, what is everything?
Yeah, everything.
So you're like, okay, I love it. I'm here for the movement. But at what rate of you also... It's a smart marketing ploy.
Yeah, it is marketing. It's all marketing. This whole movement is marketing. I have never seen skin react so negatively to medical grade products like I have seen it to natural ingredients.
Interesting.
Natural products. Natural skincare can fuck your face up. There's no...
You want to get your face fucked?
Yeah, there's just genuine... There is no other way to say it than that. Now... If you have natural skincare, works for some people. If you have beautiful, normal, non-problematic skin, it's going to work for you.
Yes.
Right? It's going to work for you.
And you're going to be like, I'm sold. That was perfect. And then you feel justified in your $60 this and that and that. And you're like, great, I'm living.
And it does work for a certain amount of people. Sure. And again, like for me, I like to toe the line of a 50-50. Like my cleansers, my toners are always clean beauty. That's just my personal preference because they're light and they're gentle.
Yes.
My serums are not. Throw all the frickin' parabens in there that you need to in order to give me results.
Do me work.
I'm so serious about that too.
Agree, yeah.
So like, but when it comes to, if you have problems, if you have acne, if you have serious hyperpigmentation, if you're serious about your fine lines and wrinkles, there's not enough tea tree oil in the world that's going to cure your acne. No. It's just not going to do it.
You got to go a little bit heavier duty.
You don't want to put straight up lemon juice on your face and think that that's not going to fuck your shit up.
Oh my God.
I have seen some
I haven't done that. I haven't.
Thank you.
Ally, I have.
You have? Okay, wow.
Of course I have. I've done like honey and lemon and I've sat there and turmeric and I've been like,
Okay, but now here's the thing, right? Like honey, I understand. It can be antibacterial. It can be really hydrating. But delicious. You want it in the correct forms. You want a little more science in it. Same thing with turmeric. Turmeric can be brightening, right? But I'm not putting yellow turmeric on my face
daily.
Food should not go on your face, period.
You think that? Stop it. There are people that make careers off of that.
Pinterest is a lie too.
No.
Like, never stop going on Pinterest and looking at organic face masks.
You need to leave my house. You're ruining my life.
No, you're ruining your face.
Oh my God, really? No food for real?
No food on your face. Why are you putting food on your face?
Can you name one food that I can put on my face?
Nothing.
One, Ally.
Nothing.
Why?
I'm saying nothing.
What about these really earthy, crunchy granola bar, hiking in the woods? I'm being so stereotypical because it's hilarious to me. But what about those earthy, crunchy types that do all the herbal routes?
They already have non-problematic skin.
Okay.
That's it. They do.
See you in your little healthy bit.
They do.
You don't have issues like I do.
I have issues. Like I'm somebody who like has had acne in the past.
Same.
And I want shit that's gonna work. I'm not wasting my time. I'm gonna just put my money where my mouth is and invest, right? And if you are at that point where you're like, I'm so tired of my skin being the way it is, I want results, I want effective, you need to put your money where your mouth is. You need to do things that are effective.
I agree.
Now, if I understand, if you are concerned about like, I don't want people to just like put junk in my skincare, I get that.
I do
100%.
Too. That's where I was going to go out being like, well, I don't want to harm animals and I don't want to take like injected crazy like shit, venom from a snake. And
if you don't want animal, like those are all things that you should be looking at when you're looking at buying products. If those are things that are important to you. But then that goes back to a very key point, which is you need to look at the shit that's in the bottle. Yeah. Like anytime I look at medical grade or not, I look at the ingredients and I feel like personally I know enough about ingredients where I can be like, this is a filler. this is just a filler. Why did you throw sunflower oil in here? It has no need to be in there. You just threw it in there because it's a filler ingredient.
Shit. Okay.
And if you start to learn skincare, you're going to learn like what are the big things that pretty much everybody puts in their skincare. It's going to be hyaluronic acid, glycerin, urea, L-ascorbic acid, dimethicone. Like, you know, those are these little things that you're going to start to pick up on. And a lot of that, like, it just comes down to texture.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
It just comes down to texture.
You're saying so many big words. I'm trying to say
You're just like, yeah.
I'm trying to say them in my head.
The first three are really hydrating.
All I'm thinking is dermis.
Dermis.
I have this. But literally.
A lot of it is just they're putting stuff in there to preserve and to just texture preferences.
But I have the giggles mad hard.
Yes, girl. Giggle it out.
No. Allie, I'm dying. I can't get off the dermis thing. Once I start thinking something is funny, it's lost. Control yourself.
Get it together.
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
When you're saying medical grade, and if people don't want to harm their animals.
I'm
going to get it together. Why? I think it's because I'm tired. Keep going.
Okay.
You're saying
not harming animals?
Yeah. Is there medical grade stuff that doesn't have effect on animals?
Yes.
Give me like a brand that I could gear towards that. Is it, I'm only going to find it when I go to a facial place? Or
no, you can look it up. I mean, where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is.
You can't use it right now. We're filming.
Okay. I have a list. I have a list somewhere. You can come find me. Follow Serving Face first. I'll DM it to you.
Okay, she's going to get you.
If you do your research, like the brands that I know of that I use are cruelty-free.
Okay.
And that should be a big...
And that is legit. Is there allowed to say cruelty-free on a product?
You can't say cruelty-free unless you are.
Okay.
Sure. Like,
and I know there's actual sites online that you can check to see if something is cruelty-free, and it actually, if it doesn't fall into that category. Because people are like, oh, okay, well, how do I even know?
Yeah,
but you literally can look up in Google and then be like, what? And they have a whole list of a bunch of brands.
Yeah.
And like high top brands that are, and some of them surprised me that were cruelty-free. That I was like, oh, it's not just X, Y, and Z, which is huge.
You can look that up. The internet's got that part of it.
Okay.
But yeah, if that's something that's important to you, you can definitely find
Still get it. Still get the results.
Effective medical grade products.
Done.
100%.
That's I think what most people would want, because I feel like it's going to be really hard to convince people out of. I mean, again, I have a bunch of vegan friends to then be like, well, in order to get that good skincare, you're going to have to take a rabbit and be okay with that. And they're going to be like, no, I'm not. That's
shouldn't
not worthy.
be the case. No. There's no reason for them to like pour acid into animals' eyes for it to be effective. That's not necessary.
Good to know. That makes us
I don't think
very happy.
We need to torture a rabbit in order to figure out
what my
L-ascorbic acid works, right? It's not
110.
necessary.
So you really do think right now, as far as, I mean, you've pretty much broken down for us what's top things to use as far as our daily routines of what you recommend people have. You can't necessarily say X, Y, and Z until you look at them and say, your skin type needs this particular moisturizer. It might need a little bit more of this for whatever it is to make their custom skincare routine for their best results. But when we go back to the whole, I guess, ploy in marketing, what's a key, and this is going to be hard because I don't think it's a black and white answer.
Right.
But when I'm in, how am I going to know, when we go back to the save and splurge thing, how am I necessarily going to know when I'm being dubbed? Simply read the products, correct?
Product.
Okay.
You need to just read the ingredients.
Okay, my bad.
A lot of it is in the ingredients. You just need to, this is how I do it, right?
But then I feel like I don't have the education on the ingredients, so it's more steps than not.
It is more steps.
That's why
I think this is the thing. It actually requires of the consumer to not be lazy. That's just what it is. People are too lazy to do the research. Yeah. Now, I don't recommend...
They'd rather just be told,
they'd be told what to do.
And then be like, oh, what the fuck?
And now, I'm so happy to tell people what to do. I love it.
Well, that's why I'm like, for me, when I need a service done that I am not equipped in doing, I have no problem calling somebody and paying them to do it. And I think it's way worth your dollar versus you trialing and erroring stuff out at, not being happy, not getting a result, and then being like, now what? Skip all those messy steps. Get consulted with, and then move about your business.
It's like when you blow out your own hair, it never looks as good as when you have your hair blown out and done by somebody else. It's kind of the same. You could do your own research at home.
It's true.
But it would probably be a lot easier and more effective if you just went to somebody who already has all of that research.
Yeah, they've done that work for you.
And just tells you. Now, at the same time, though, I'm not saying you need to know 500 ingredients. But I am saying that you should know big key things that may be important to you. If you don't want parabens in your skincare, you should be looking at the bottle to make sure it's not in there.
God, I'm such a hypocrite.
If you're really nervous about fragrance, like some people know that like I always have an allergic reaction to fragrance, you should be really mindful of that. You should be looking that in your ingredients. If you have weird texture things, like you should figure out like, hey, what are the ingredients that they put into skincare that give it that weird slip that I don't like? And look at your products and be like, I don't like this product and I don't like this product. Let's look at the ingredients. What do they have in common? Chances are it's dimethicone.
Do you know what's nuts though?
What?
You saying that and making it seem so easy. I literally, cause I've trialed and errored, like I think the most general consumer does. We trial and error, like you said, you just go through it. You kind of give it up after a week of being like, that didn't work work. Until you just hit it and you're like, oh, that kind of worked a little bit, or I love that.
Yeah.
But I actually, every time, I have never even just taken that easy step and taken a moment to glance at the ingredients and wondering what might be irritating me. Yeah. Especially because, again, they're so foreign. So the education is a lucky bag that you have.
It's overwhelming.
Super overwhelming.
I understand that it's really overwhelming. And I sometimes, especially before I became an esthetician, I felt overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
But that was because of that, I was more... that drove me to want to do my own research. Like that feeling of being overwhelmed every time I went to buy something. Like,
I don't want to have this. And I don't want people to go through
it just forced me to be like, no, I want to know this. I want to have some understanding of it. I think take that with me.
Best person for it. That, like you said, you really do have a passion and like at an
I love
ease
ingredients.
for it. The fact that you're so game.
I love
for the
ingredients.
Part,
it's really just like baking a cake for your face.
No,
and
it is.
It is. Like you just have to know the right
so
ingredients to get the rise out of the bread that you want. It's the same for your face. You need to know the right ingredients to get your skin
slogans
where you want it to be.
I
should
love
freaking trademark that shit.
No, you really should. We should copyright what she just said. No, it's so good. Yeah. I think it's crazy because I do think, I mean, you had kind of tapped on it a little bit that you were an actress. You went to BU.
Yeah, I did. I went to Boston University.
Oh, I was right, BU, not BC. Okay, there's always the two.
BU.
But you went there, you did a full 4 years of college.
I did 4 years. I got my BFA.
Bitch. So then you did that.
Bitch.
At what? Bitch. But then have you always, like you said, you've always had that passion though for skin.
Yeah. I mean, I think being an actor forces you to be so consumed with the way that you look.
It is more than half their job sometimes.
It is the job is to have photos of you taken and to look really attractive and to sell you because you are your business.
Your brand, yeah.
And I started there and I wanted to get better at makeup on my own. So
yes, she is a phenomenal... This one will play you, and like she's the tricks of the mother trade. She's got a lot of like you have so many skills up your sleeve. It's crazy.
Yeah. I love makeup.
Yeah.
I remember having like I started acting very young and like professionally very young. So I think I was like 16 and I went to Sephora and I was like, I want to learn how to do eyeshadow. And I bought the Too Faced Natural by Day eyeshadow palette. It was $36. It was the most I had ever spent on my makeup.
I remember, yes.
And I remember going in and I mean, my makeup looked so freaking bad. But every single day after school, I was like, I'm going to learn how to do this. One, it was $36. It's expensive.
I have to
I have to learn how to use this. But that's how I just figured out how to do makeup. So I think I always cared about like, okay, I want to look a certain way.
Yes.
And then I went through a cake face period where remember the matte thing? Like matte was just in, matte lipstick, matte face,
I used to put
powder.
Concealer over my lip and then powder. No, I didn't want lips. Not that I was like, oh, I'm self-conscious about lips. I just loved the lip
matte
look.
Like literally
super
no
nude,
shine, just super flat
lip.
face.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, and then that gave me a lot of acne.
Oh, what it did?
Yeah, it really messed my face up. Mine too. The worse my acne got, I felt like the more makeup I was putting on, plus I'm going on auditions. You want to cover it up because you want to get the job.
It's such a backwards thing too, where you're like, I want to take care of my skin, but I also got to cover it up.
But I got to cover it up. I got to look good.
It's so hard. Yeah.
And then I don't know where it clicked for me, where it was like, if I got my skin looking better, I wouldn't have to wear as much makeup. And then I felt like I would go into a room, I would look more natural, I would be more natural, I wouldn't be so concerned about...
Well, it's an insecure... I think I would dare say between, at least for women, and I'm sure males alike, I hate to just be like, women, men too, for sure. And then I think they even have actually more of a like cultural standard, society standard of telling them they can't wear makeup, so they actually just have to grin and bear it if they have acne, like other than me getting to at least feel a little protected by a veil of makeup. Yeah. They don't even get to do that, which is so fucking sad and stupid. But I felt the same way. I had a ton of acne issues when I was younger.
Yeah, you were on Accutane, right?
Oh my God, I got an Accutane but in my early adulthood, not when I was a teen. I just kind of struggled as a teen to be like, I would often like cake up or just do what I needed to do, but I was so paranoid about my skin. I didn't even want people this close to me to be able to even see that I had makeup on enough to the degree, like I was so like, don't touch my face. I didn't even want to dare go into science class to wear goggles. Remember when you had to wear the fucking goggles?
Yes, girl.
Because then I'm going to put that shit on my face, going to fuck up my makeup, I'm going to have to figure it out and touch it up. Every like anything social event became so stressful. Like you're saying though, because it's an insecurity. That's what I was trying to say. My point is that I dare say that between body image, I think skin, like your actual
100%.
Acne will wreck your everything.
You're totally how you feel about yourself.
It's huge. I mean, it's your face.
I feel like in part the reason I'm so passionate about it now is because I like know what that feels like to like feel so insecure and uncomfortable, and you're like, that's your face.
That is your face.
What I mean? Like that's
and
who
for
you
actors
are.
And like you're saying that people have to grin and bear it.
Like that's your job.
And be up close on a TV screen, even more humiliating and embarrassing and just nerve-wracking. Period. To then just have to be like, okay, do it. When I now in the period of kind of like, again, back to clean beauty in a way, that we're in this age of kind of not caring as much, or like, you know, at least the stripped down beauty version of stuff. Yeah. Where it's like clean beauty. It's like, that's all cute and well when you have a dope looking face that isn't acne ridden. I give it up for the bitches and the males that, I just like saying bitches. I know it's offensive to half this world, but I like that word. I like it. But thank you. But but I like it. It's so powerful when these women wear their acne pretty proudly. Like they don't really give a fuck. And I'm just like, whatever you have instilled in you to not give a shit and walk out the door.
I wish I had that.
I don't know how you have that, because I'd never even still, when my skin is good now that I went on Accutane, that was what I needed to kick mine, because mine was so hormonal. Didn't matter what I did topically at that point, truly. And my diet was never that bad that was really a huge factor either. It was pretty healthy. And like hydration is always an issue with me, but that's I will forever be in drought. Like I just can't not get my body out of it.
I'm so dry.
I'm dry. But I couldn't. I keep losing my whole trains of thought. What did I just say?
You couldn't Accutane.
Oh, thank you. God, I love that. You're right there with me. I got you. I did that for a minute. But all when I was young, nothing worked. So until I got that. But even after Accutane, first of all, if people do even want to attempt Accutane, it's way better than it was now. I know you're not an Accutane girl. You're not even Accutane, like, go for it. You didn't like it when I did it, actually, either. Why is that? Because I used to think it was so dangerous. That's why I didn't do it when I was younger. But it didn't. Okay. Give me the danger.
So here's the thing, right? Like, Accutane is necessary for what we consider like a grade 4 acne. Which
I probably didn't have, but I just wanted to fucking kill it. I didn't. Yeah,
you were 100% not a grade 4 acne.
No, damn.
So there, like, for example, I did have a client that came in. She was a grade 4. I can't even touch her face.
Why?
There's actually nothing I can do for her because they're so cystic. They're so deep. It was fully all over her entire face that like I could spread it. I could create more problems. Like she just needs to go to a doctor. I cannot touch her.
Did you just mummy her and send her on her way?
No, I put her under some blue light and I said, you got to find an esthetician that works for a dermatologist. I'm not that.
Yeah, no.
That's just out of my scope of practice.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So most people that I see, and I see an average of like anywhere between 10 to 15 clients a day. Most of those people, I see a lot of faces.
That's a lot of faces per
a day.
Going through the gamut,
But most people are a grade 2. Give it a grade 2,
and
right?
That's people coming in being like, I'm wrecked, right?
Yes.
Being like, this is a mess.
Well, most people think that they're worse than they are, but a grade 1 would be like, you get a couple pop-ups things here and there, some pustules, which is the white tip, and then papules, which are like a red inflamed one. You get a couple here and there. Maybe it's a little hormonal. All right.
Yes.
So a grade 2 would be like, maybe you're a little bit more deeply congested. Maybe you do occasionally get like a cystic one every now and again. That's a 2. A grade 3 was like, you're pretty heavily congested. You got some pustules, some papules. Maybe you do get a little bit more cystic kind of flares more often than not. That's a grade 3. A grade 4 is like you're full blown cystic, pustules, papules, pain. Like it's the kind where like you touch your face, you're just, it's bad.
Yeah.
And I think everybody has an image of like what that looks like in their head.
Sadly, a lot of kids used to call it crater face. And I was like, that's the meanest thing.
It is a terrible.
A little accurate, but yeah, let's see.
But most people at like, who are like a 1 or a 2 think they're a 4. And
I was probably on a 2, verge of 3, depending on the time of the month.
And then here's another thing.
Even, but I was just 1 was enough for me to be like, kill me. Like, get out.
Most people, I think, jump to a very strong response to a problem without, again, taking a look at their lifestyle. How much water are you drinking? How much inflammatory foods are you drinking? We're talking gluten, sugar, dairy. How much do you smoke?
A lot.
How much do you drink? How stressed are you? Have you been to a gynecologist and have you checked your hormones? Do you have a thyroid problem? Do you have an ovarian cyst? Do you these are
Wait, an ovarian cyst can give me acne?
Yes.
Oh my God, because I had one. I didn't know that was a factor.
Your whole body
Not
is
way back
connected.
when, but now. She said
your whole body is connected.
Whole new world, Ally.
And in general, though, I think that there has been a huge influx of hormonal acne in women across the board.
Oh, it's because
this whole area is hormonal. The lower half of your face, so jaw, neck.
Ever up here is just simply
your forehead is usually my indication of you're not drinking enough water. You're drinking too much alcohol,
bitch. Drunk bitch. Yeah.
Or processed sugars.
Okay. Wow, I'm surprised I don't have more of them. I have so much processed sugars.
And like around this time of the year, post-holiday, like right now I'm breaking out a lot of my forehead because I've been drinking a lot and I've been eating a lot of shit.
Can't even see it.
But so those are those things that eventually you'll learn about yourself.
Okay.
Cheeks sometimes tend to be like gastrointestinal. Like keep in mind though, shit that happens in your gut affects your reproductive organs and vice versa.
I hate this.
It's all of your innards are connected.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people just... Doing the lifestyle work is a lot harder than going to a dermatologist and getting a prescription. Mm-hmm. Because it actually requires you to make changes to your life. Yeah. And some people don't have the time or the patience for that. Like, I don't want to have to sit there and have to cut out dairy if I don't have to. I've never encountered somebody who's cut it out that hasn't benefited, just saying.
Right, but that's the part. It is a benefit. It is worth it. 100.
I freaking love cheese. I'm obsessed with. I love cheese. I love ice cream. I love all that creamy crack.
But it is getting real on that. They can't, like most people are like, what's going on? What's going on? And they don't factor in majority of half of what you said. They're just like, well, I wash my face and I don't do this. I don't do that. A lot of the stuff is inner. And I know when I went, like I said before, mine was purely hormonal. My genetics also was rocked. Both my parents had acne growing up. Like sometimes it's also there. And that's a big
factor.
Yeah. What about genetics? How can you even fight that, if at all?
Well, like my mom also had really severe acne and was on Accutane when she was younger. Genetically predispositioned to have bad skin, which is probably why I'm so anal about it now.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to break. I don't want that.
Well, because I started to get a little bit of that. I was like, no.
Well, me too. My mom had it horribly, and God bless her soul, but she didn't know. Also, I feel like there was way less education back then as well, and products and choices for them to even use and go about stuff. But I was like, it was always my biggest thing that I didn't want to exactly that inherit that gene. I was like, fuck, I will fight whatever I need to do to not have that and age as graceful as I can as a white woman who will still probably look like I'm fucking 80 at 50.
Hey, baby, but there's always Botox. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan. I don't have it, but I'm a big fan.
Yes.
I mean, again, I think there is a little responsibility that you as the client, as the person, have to take when it comes to your own skin. And if that means that you have to cut out certain lifestyle choices, that's a lot harder to do, again, than go to a doctor. Because if you go to a dermatologist, they're going to write you a prescription.
Most likely.
Okay, let's keep in mind, too, they're getting paid to write you those prescriptions. They're getting paid to give you certain medications. Both my parents are in the medical field. I know that. All the rep parties that we have, my parents have free lunch every Wednesdays from free reps that come and deliver medication. It's really true. It's a business as well. You're also being sold medication, whether they want you to believe that or not. That's the scariest part.
So is Accutane one of those pushes that I bought into, being like, I need to do this?
I don't think that all doctors take it lightly. If you found a good dermatologist, they should exhaust every other option before you get there. But I have encountered people who that has not happened for them.
Yes, I agree.
Like, you know, we have a mutual friend that was not the case. She went there the first time she saw them.
They were just like, boom, boom, that.
Boom, we're on this now.
Yes.
And let me tell you, she does not have grade 1, 2, or
not.
freaking 3 acne, okay?
Not even close.
This girl shits once a week. That's her problem. I've been telling her that for 8 years, that she has gastrointestinal problems. She needs to go to a gastroenterologist, and she needs to get her stomach checked. She went on Accutane. Nothing happened. She goes off Accutane. It starts to come back again, and I said, go to a freaking doctor, get your stomach checked.
Get out.
Boom.
I didn't know that when she was off it, that it did that.
It all came back.
Well, some people say, because I know my cousin
also
did it
stress.
twice.
Stress
is huge. Which
stress
for
is
me,
huge.
I'm like, go meditate, relax your fucking body and mind to get to that
mind,
place.
body, gut connection.
It will show you worlds. And that's why I love when people are like, that's so hippie bullshit. Well, it motherfucking works.
Yes, it
and
does.
It is like way back, and I'm going to trip up on my tongue on this because I don't know the proper word. It's not, oh my God, help me. The doctors, it's not, prescription pills are what kind of medicine versus
oral?
No. It's, Americanized. What do people say? They're like, oh, you
Westernized?
like westernized medicine versus homeopathic.
Homeopathic.
That's what I'm going for?
Or
yes. Is there another one?
Oh my gosh, no, there is. There's another word for it.
I know.
I can't think of it.
And it's so in my blank, but I've always been
acupuncture, that whole like realm of
Reiki and that kind of healing. I forget what it is.
It is a lot of hippy dippy shit, but it works.
But it works. And I feel like way back when people who invented it and were doing it, and whether it started from
acupuncture's been around for like thousands of
years. And I wish I had more like deep education so I don't like offend cultures and places where it has stemmed from and it's been like curated
sure
about.
It's Chinese.
But was it Chinese?
Yeah, pretty much everything comes out of China.
Still
does.
Don't doubt that.
Still does.
No, but true. But it's worked for many years.
Yeah.
And I think when Western medicine came in and it was more, it maybe made more money, I'm assuming, with pushing that. And that's why it became big, but I don't know.
But then, we're talking about, like, look at our country. I mean, not to get political, but, like, look at just, like, the pharmaceutical giants and, like, the issues that we have. Why don't we have global health care in this country? A lot of that is big pharma and all these, like, big, like, everything is a business. There is absolutely nothing in this country that isn't a business. You're always being sold something, whether you feel like you are or not. And there are ways, especially in this city in particular, I think I've noticed it in New York more than I have in other cities that I've lived in, that they have turned things that are supposed to be mindful and beautiful and genuinely real into businesses because they're trendy.
They've marketed
and
off
it's
of
like
it.
there are so many of these like fast, quick, trendy, homeopathic kind of businesses, and you're gonna buy it because it's cute and they've got great marketing and packaging and marketing. You know what I meant?
Yep.
So yeah, that's you're always being sold, and it does require a little bit more work to like filter what you actually, what's important or not. But it doesn't. It's all connected again, like that mind body gut connection. Like sometimes it is. You just need a little meditation, and sometimes like your stress about your skin is creating the problem.
Listen, you gave me a whole, like, when I tell you, I should have just paid for you to come here because that was a whole, like, education session. Oh my God. I think the biggest thing we took away was trust no one. Because
trust nobody.
Trust literally no one. You're always being sold. But it's like, it's true. And then do your education and your research and go to the people that, again, if there's any, in a sea of a bajillion people doing what you do, doing what I do, not to then sell you right now, but same thing, like, I trust you. I've also gone through a lot of my own skincare journey, and up until I met you and you told me things, and you're just so good at educating and you take the time and you understand it. I just trust your philosophy on everything with that and how you move, so I just highly recommend you and keep pushing you as much as I can.
Thank you.
So follow this woman.
Serving face first.
Ask her all the questions. I can't thank you enough for being here with me today, though, and talking all the talk.
I'm so happy.
Most definitely have you back as a follow-up because I think it'll be interesting to just do a little fun play moment, get some Q&As, and see if people need to know a little bit more, which I'm sure
love to do that.
They do. You were probably my most educational episode to date yet, as far as facts on facts, and I really appreciate it because I think it's a needed thing. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. It just boils down to seek the advice from people that are like licensed professionals and know what they're talking about.
Grade.
And also just like relax a little.
For real.
It seems, let me
Smoke
do
a
all the
little
heavy
weed.
listing.
Take a
and
little
you just
break.
relax a little bit. Okay.
Don't smoke a little weed. It's not legal here yet.
That's decriminalized.
Okay,
you can say it.
decriminalized it is. Decriminalized in Dermis. Thanks so
Yes,
much.
and Dermis.
I get a Dermis. Thank you so much.
God.
I really appreciate you coming.
Oh, of course.
Yay.
Fuck medicine.
We were looking for